never had a dime on her. You see that? Everybody pointing fingers hard. I like that. But I will hustle to the sun fall.
Hey everybody, it's Jessica Simpson.
This is Beyonce. This is Justin Timberlake.
Hey, this is Avril Lavigne. This is Gwen from No Doubt.
Hi, this is Usher, and you're listening to
GSNJ Radio.
Only time we seen that check, I'm sick of lights being off. No heat in the winter. In the past, they keep pointing like, look at the center. A damn shame, but he got his heat in the winter. And his plate look chunky every night for dinner. I'm sick of hot dogs and beans, so it's plots and schemes for living my dreams. Ain't nobody helping us out. I keep praying to the Lord, no doubt.
Keep living on. All we tryna do is keep holding on. Keep holding on. Keep living on. All we tryna do is keep holding on. All we tryna do is hold on. Keep living on. All we tryna do is keep holding on. Keep holding on. Keep living on. All we tryna do is keep holding on.
Social worker beating down the door. What they stressing for? My whole block living poor. Throw the towel in, more slaves in the grave. Ain't no graduation caps, why they fearing us? And the cops beat the
Hey everybody, it's Jessica Simpson.
This is Beyonce. This is Justin Timberlake.
Hey, this is Avril Lavigne. This is Gwen from No Doubt.
Hi, this is Usher, and you're listening to
GSNJ Radio.
Back, man. We back. It's official. We got my man Samuel Fields in the building. And what I want to say about Samuel, when I first met Samuel, it was a crazy situation. We were out in the streets of Camden feeding the people. Yes. That's where we met Samuel. Mm-hmm. Samuel never led on to who he was. He was just a humble dude, man. We had no idea who Samuel was. Crazy part about it was we turned around and did an event for Uncle Chris, for Chris Collins, at the, what was that? The historic?
The African American
Expo.
Yeah, that we talked about a couple weeks back or whatever. So, and there we bump into Ian. Ian is like, look, we need to talk, blah, 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 blah. And then Ian hits me back and was like, wait, Mike is already a friend with him on the book. Right. So then I look at his page. I was like, wait, I took a picture with him out at the John feeding the people. I'm like, so it's a funny way, but like, you know what I'm saying? So it was already meant for it to happen. It was all tied in. We just didn't understand who he was, man. But the dude, he wear many hats. You know, he was in the security outfit that day. He was like, man, I work that. I do wellness. I do this. I do. And, you know, I only found that out when he came to my house and talked to me and Mike. I was like, dang, this dude do a whole lot of stuff that I didn't know about. So, man, it was a pleasure to meet you, man. It's a pleasure to have you on the show. And I'm going to give it over to my co-host, Dane.
Nice to meet you, by the way.
Nice to meet you.
So one of the things that I've read, it says that you are a community ambassador. What does that mean?
Well, community ambassador, it entails just getting out there and helping the people. You know, it's simple. You know, we as a human being, we have to do what human beings supposed to do, and that's help each other. You know, I'm a mentor. You know, so not just with the community, but with individuals that need it on the job, you know, just strangers, you know, if I'm willing, if the time is there and that God allows me to do it, then that's what I'm going to do, you know, and that's what community ambassador basically entails.
I like that. That was very... Can I be a community ambassador? I want to be a community ambassador as well.
Well, everybo's a community ambassador.
Everybody is.
You know,
I got a flyer that has an ambassador, remember?
Just got to get out there and do it.
Got to get out there and do it. This is a charitable thing, and at the end of the day, if we have the strength and tenacity to do it, and God gives us the strength to do it, then we have to do it. Because He said, for those that can't help themselves, we must bear the infirmities of the weak. Right, you know, so we have to get out there and do it, and that is our, I guess that's our ministry, so to speak. We have to help.
I like that.
So I want to ask you a question though. What turned you on to martial arts, man? Like I'm looking at you like you're a big guy, yo. Like what you need martial arts for?
When he walked in, he looked like a weapon when he walked in.
Like what turned you on to that, and like what made you want to be an instructor? You know, to the.
Well. First of all, I started off in 2000. I think it was 2000. So I've been doing it for about 17, 18 years now.
Oh, wow.
And my instructor, I used to work with my instructor. And he gave me, first off, he gave me a book. He said, look, learn this form. And that was pretty much my test. I learned the whole form in like 2-3 days.
Wow.
And then he said, well, you know, I showed him the form when we came to work. And then he said, oh, come to class. So I came to class, and from that point, I've been there. And you know,
Wow, that's dope.
basically,
That's dope.
you know, what turned me on was I needed to protect my family.
Oh,
Yeah.
You know,
that
and
makes sense.
to protect my family and the others around me. You know, at one point, coming up, you know, you tend to get bullied. You know, and the bullies think they have nobody to, you know, get back with them. You know, and I was one of those that an advocate, an ambassador for those that were being bullied. You know, so I would, you know, even as an adult, because I started martial arts as an adult, and I've seen people be bullied as an adult. So that was one of my strengths. So that's one of the reasons why I took martial arts, and then too, just to stay in shape, stay fit, you know, for my daughters and sons and so on and so forth.
that's what's up.
So then my question would be the health and wellness. What made you get into health and wellness as well?
Well, in high school, I played football, I did track, and I did a little bit of wrestling. And you know, and I lift a lot of weights in high school, so I like to stay in shape. And so I figured, you know, what better way? I have the gift of helps, and this is what I've been doing since high school, and I've been helping my mom when I was little and different things like that. But I have the gift of helps, and I had to realize that. And one way to help people is to help them keep themselves together is through health and wellness.
Okay.
And what that basically entails is not just getting on a dietary plan. It's not just working out. It's not just training, but you also have to train the inside as well, dealing with your emotions, which comes back to the martial arts.
Okay.
With meditation, what else? Yoga, you know, those different things like that. So that's where I got that's why I got the certifications, because it's a full body health and wellness type situation. You know, so
Okay.
when people need it, they have the full experience instead of just bits and pieces of it.
I know I've been trying to get into yoga, but I feel like I'm not doing it right. Like when I'm stretching, I'm like, this hurts. I just don't think I'm doing this right.
When it hurts, you're doing it right.
Oh, okay, good.
So,
Because I feel real stupid when I'm doing yoga and I have a mirror in front of me. I'm like, yeah, that doesn't look like the lady on the YouTube video.
Well, those individuals have been doing it for a while. So as you continue to do it, your posture will straighten up, your form will change, you know. But as far as when you're doing it and you're stretching, and you feel that stretch, it's there. That's when you're doing it right.
So I just gotta keep at it.
Just
All
gotta
right,
keep
all right.
doing it.
I'm not that bad at it.
No.
I just wanted to ask real quick. You said when you were saying the health and wellness, it does start on the inside as well. So when you're helping someone and you do have a client, you touch on mental health as well, correct?
Yes.
Mental health is definitely something. I don't know. I'm big on mental health.
Well, I've worked with developmentally disabled children for the past 7 years.
Yes, I read that too about you.
So that's a big part. Then before that, I've worked with behavioral children as well, and then the general population. I've been doing childcare for over 20 plus years. You know, so I have had an opportunity to meet a whole lot of people in regards to dealing with them, you know, and then that's what made me get my life coach certifications.
Okay.
You know, so in order to be able to reach those and have different tactics to reach them with, you know, not just the same bland ways of doing things. You got to find unorthodox ways to reach the people that need it most. You know.
That's good.
I have a question about the life coach thing. So I don't know where I got this perspective from, but when I hear life coach, I almost think of like an AA sponsor. So when you have someone like a client, like I'm sorry,
Bacon burn, yo.
AA sponsor.
Right.
they said I'm the link. I was the missing link of the show. They just have no idea what they did back then. But yeah, so when you're mentoring someone, do they call you like on a cause? Like, let's say for instance, you're my life coach at the time, and I just got a promotion or a job opportunity. Do people just call you and say, "Hey, guess what should I do?" Like, what's a life coach? Because that's how I feel. I feel like they're like almost an AA sponsor, where when somebody's going through and they're struggling at that point with their sobriety, they're going to call their sponsor to talk them through it. Doesn't matter if it takes a few hours. So I was wondering if it's kind of like the same.
Well, a life coach, it's a little more in depth than that, you know. And so when a person is going through, we meet them where they are. And, you know, and it's kind of different from a mentor, because a mentor give you their perspective on things, whereas a life coach use their experience, use the person's experience to bring them back to where they need to be.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
so you know, I'm not giving them my perception.
Mm-hmm.
I'm using what they have and developing what they have, focusing on strengths, and then kind of like sandwiching it: good, bad, good.
Okay.
You know, so once you give them all of that, and then you send them, you got to create a life. You talked about a vision board.
Right.
So that's part of the life coach training is having a vision board.
Right.
So you have in order to be able to know where you have to go, sometimes you have to see it. The Bible says, "Without a vision, the people will perish."
Right,
So
right.
sometimes they have to see something tangible in order to reach their goals. And I'm a living witness of that, because when I made my vision board, there were certain things, key things that I wanted to do, and I reached all of them. And once I reached them, I plateaued. I'm like, okay, there got to be more than this. So now you have to start the process all over again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you never stop growing. As long as you're breathing, you never stop growing.
You gotta write another vision.
That's right.
What is L Town Lindenwold? What exactly does that entail?
Well, L Town is it's something personal for myself. When I first got into politics, I thought about something that means something that was heartful to me.
Okay.
You know, and L Town simply means live, love, and laugh.
Okay.
And then that's the first letter of Lindenwold.
Right.
You know, so it meant that, you know, this is my take on where I live now. You know, so if you agree with me, then you can like my page. If you don't agree with me, then, you know, it is what it is, you know. But at the end of the day, it's live, love, and laugh, and in the wall, everything is all positivity on that page.
So basically keeping like-minded people coming to your page. You
Absolutely.
don't like me, then get off me.
Absolutely.
I like the page.
Oh, I definitely like the page as
Okay.
well.
Thank you.
I also saw on there if we're able to touch on something on the L Town page was the whole you experience. And it caught my eye because it says females only, and it says self-esteem, self-worth, and that really caught my eye because they're starting at 16. So it's an 8-week program, and I missed the deadline. Unfortunately, I didn't even. But they start at 16, and it's an 8-week program.
Who teaching that? Your
you-
wife or something? Who
No,
teaching
it's my sister-in-law. My sister-in-law, she's a teacher down in Camden, and she has a master's in childhood education.
that? Oh, okay.
And you know, and so I told her I would put her information on Facebook, and you know, and just to show the people and show the ladies that, you know, this is what's going on. You're more than welcome to come to it. It's a free event, so come on out. You know, girls.
Oh, I can still come even though the
Yeah,
register.
well, I would say just show up.
Just try. Okay.
Just to show
Okay.
up. Girls Phenom. That's the name of the group. You know, so you know, come on out, support the cause. You know, and I'm pretty sure she'll still accept people if you just, you know. Come
You think
on
we
out.
can get her on the show too?
It's,
That's an
yes,
important-
it's I'll talk to her now.
Okay.
Ask her. And I'm pretty sure she'll be more than.
Well, you'll
happy.
definitely see me
Yeah,
on
so-
March 9th. It's
Yes.
March 9th. Sorry, guys, you can't come. Sorry.
I mean,
Ooh. Ask
Shut
wifey if she wants to go with me.
done with you. You know what I mean? But listen,
Bacon
onto another note. Like let's up it up. What's up with the shootout? With the event for the kids, man.
The Nerf,
the
come on,
Nerf
Nerf
rally.
Wars.
Nerf
Come
Wars.
on.
What's
Nerf
up?
rally.
What's up? When's that going
okay.
down? Because I just told my son we're gonna get our getting our guns together now.
Well, this is something that God laid on my heart to do for the kids. I saw my little kids across the street playing with the Nerf rally, you know, Nerf blasters and stuff like that. I said, hey, would you guys like to, you know, take part in, you know, a Nerf rally,
Right,
a Nerf
right.
party? And they said, yeah, why not? You know, so I made it a fundraiser, you know, and it's basically raising the money to put on other events for the youth, the elderly, and, you know, the people around Lindenwold as well. So it's March 16th from 10 to 2.
And
So-
guess what? The voice of reason is in the building. You
Yes,
said
sir.
that we can bring our banner and
I
we
hear
there.
you.
I'm already on that. That's why we're there. But I'm bringing the kids and we're going to promote it. What's the day again? What?
March
March
16th.
March 16th.
Saturday. Yes, it's a
Let's
Saturday.
make sure we promote that, y'all. It's a fundraiser. Just come out there. What? How much is it?
It's $5.
So it's only $5, man.
You
Bring
have
your
a flyer
kids.
for
And
it
listen,
yet?
he made some of the stuff. Some of the you made some of the
The
type
pro- well, it's to get into it, it's modern warfare type a Nerf rally. You know, so we have what we call small battle boxes that have objects in it, such as more ammo. We have gauntlets that can shoot the Nerf darts as well. You know,
Wait,
it's
do we
two
bring
of
our
those.
own Nerf guns?
You can bring your
Yeah,
Nerf
you
Oh,
gun,
I'm
but
going
I
on
can't
Amazon
provide-
tonight, and I'm
yeah.
buying a big one.
But I also have, for those that don't have Nerf guns, I've been lobbying and going to the secondhand stores, picking up and purchasing more. My mom has been purchasing Nerf blasters and stuff like that. So those that don't have them, we brought extras so that
Okay.
way we can share.
I definitely, I'll bring a couple too.
Yes.
Well, they have my number on there. They can give me a call if they would like to donate, 856-278-9724, or you can hit me up on L-Town, the Facebook L-Town.
Yes.
And guys, make sure you pay attention to the page because we'll be promoting it as well, so you can come down. It's a good cause.
Oh,
Get to
okay.
shoot
I
people.
didn't. That's the number, huh? 856-278-9724.
That's the number.
I ain't even really.
That's what he said he wanted to
He
fly.
put it
I
out
put him
there
fly.
straight like that, huh? The number. Yo, call me. You want to donate to the cause?
You
call me. Yeah, you
Yeah,
could get to me. I
absolutely.
like that, yo. That's what's up. That's definitely what's up. Because I told my son that he couldn't wait to do that, man. So I was like really excited, man. Just when you came to my house the other day, we had a conversation. You just had so much, man, from what you did to the security to everything. Like even your own stuff that you plan on doing. I mean, I just want to ask you, like, what's next for you? Golly, how many hats you wear?
Well,
Like, what
I
you?
mean, it's
you
like-
doing?
Right?
It's like, I always say it like this. I'm a puzzle piece. I get in where I fit in.
Right.
You know, so wherever God allows me to be, that's where I'm going to go.
Right.
It's when I can, where I can, and how I can, that's when I'm going to do it.
Yeah,
You know?
I mean, I appreciate it, but I'm just saying, like, what's next? Like, what you got going on? Like, are y'all trying to do a community center? Or y'all trying to do anything for
okay.
the, like,
But-
what's going on now?
Yeah, we're working on that. It's a work in progress, you know. So we're still at the preliminary stages of it. However, you know, we gotta talk to the right people about the different buildings that are available, and we do know of a few buildings that are available. And once they become, you know, available, once we can talk to the right people,
Right.
then we can, you know, move on, you know, and try to get access to those buildings. And then we got other things going on as well. If though they aren't available, we're doing things, you know, to try to make them available, you know.
So you basically you do have a goal for the youth for Lindenwood, and you're
Yes.
putting it into action right now.
Yes, it's all. My heart is the youth, and the youth are my heart, and the youth are our future. So if they have no direction, what do our future look like?
Right.
You know, our future is going to look, you know, crazy. You know, so I would want to reach out to them. Ultimately, my goal is this: for the youth and the elderly to bridge that gap. So the future will know about history.
Right.
You know, wherever they live at.
And vice versa.
Right, and vice versa. So that's ultimately my goal is to bridge that gap, because it's a wide gap there, and a lot of our youth disrespect our elderly simply because they don't know their history.
Or they don't understand it.
Right, and they don't understand. And
Right.
what better way to try to do that than through events, through community events, through just creating an atmosphere where they can come and sit and talk to the you know, our elderly, you know, senior citizens. I would like to call
Because
them.
I like talking to senior citizens, their stories sometimes, and the things that you learn, and you don't even realize. Like sometimes you forget that the elderly, they were our age at some point. So when you sit down and actually get to talk to them, you're like, oh.
It's history. You have to know. It's important to know where you came from so you can know where you're going. You know, and you can't. People are going to only tell you who you are if you don't know who you are. You know, so at the end of the day, if you know your history, you know, like I did Ancestry.com, so I know who I am. You know, and so no one can call me out of my name.
Yeah, you
because-
showed us.
Oh, yeah,
It was
showed
it was down the line like
Wait,
that.
can you tell me a little bit?
He showed us. Yeah, he had it in his phone.
You
It was
put that out
crazy.
there, what you was.
Well, I
You
did.
can show us some of them, or
Okay.
tell us some of them.
Right.
Well, I did Ancestry.com, and it turns out my father's always been telling us we had Indian in us. So we do have Indian. We got Blackfoot and Cherokee. But then the main ones we have is that's in my DNA is Liberian.
Oh,
You know, so it says Liberian, the Congo, the Cameroon. What else? I got Asian. You know, some European, 1% European. You know, so we got I got the globe. You know, so when I see something on the application, this, that, and the third, no, I'm gonna put other because I'm not black. You know, I'm not of I am of African descent, but I'm
that's not it.
specifically
Yeah.
this.
They're trying to put you in a box.
Right,
man.
right.
And that's what I don't like.
Yeah,
It's
no
just,
boxes.
what are you?
I'm me.
Right, I am me.
I'm
Right.
gonna start putting my name.
Yeah, start
in
writing
that. What
me.
are you?
Like crazy. So what were some of the obstacles, man, for you to get to be the president of the Democratic
Club.
Well, the first time I ran for councilman, and that was a paid position. I didn't care whether or not it was a paid position or not. I just wanted to help. The one obstacle that I put that I put in my own way was trying to become a police officer. That was the one obstacle, and that was for the last 3 years. I've been pushing to do it. I would get the interview, then they would come up with a reason on why I can't do it. So it turns out the last reason why I can't do it is because I'm too old. So I'm like, wow, okay. So I said, well, God, then there was one more opportunity to do it, and things happened where I said, well, God, if you allow me to do this, then you're going to make it happen. He didn't make it happen. I ended up getting into politics.
Okay.
So when I became the president, before I became the president of the Democrat Club, I ran for councilman, and I lost by 4 votes. But that didn't deter me. That lit a fire under me. Some people thought I was just going to bow down and back out. I said, no, this is something that I want to do. This is in my heart, God. Instead of doing that, and He's sending me down this road, let me go full force, you know. And then finally, we had a talk with some of the people in the borough, some of the powerful people in the borough, and they said, look, you know, why don't you do this? I said, well, you know, why not? And he said, why don't you be on this board? And I said, is it one or the other, or is it both? I said, why can't I do both? So I ended up, it was a no contest because one of the gentlemen, the previous president, had backed out, and that left me to step in. So God opened the door, and I walked through.
crazy.
You know, so at the end of the day, you know, things happen. A lot of things happen for a reason. I'm the first African American for Lindenwold. Nice. You know, so at the end of the day, history was made, but I wasn't looking for that. But God is going to always give you something that you're not looking for.
Ooh, that was said in service this morning.
Right.
God always going to give you what you're not prepared
That's
for.
right.
And He's not going to give it to the capable. He's giving it to the available. And you made yourself available.
There we go.
That's
There
good.
we go. You know,
That's
so
good.
being part of the Democrat Club has opened my eyes to a lot of the things that goes on in Lindenwold. And even in surrounding boroughs. You know, if I decided to move out, I know how to get in contact with other Democrat parties or other Democrat clubs in that particular borough.
So with those particular clubs, you have to, do you have to live in Lindenwood? Like, say somebody just wanted to come in. You can't just come in and sit in those type of meetings, can you? You have to be a part of that. Like, how does that work?
Well, what happens is initially you're invited. Like,
Okay.
you know, I pass out flyers because it's open to the public. It is open to the public. So I pass out flyers, and I may tell people, hey, come on down. Y'all need to come down to the Democrat Club because it's very important. When the names get on the ballot, it's too late.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so we open it up. You know, it seemed like it was I guess a private club.
Right.
But it wasn't. So I kicked the door open. You guys need to come on.
They make it seem like it's private.
Yeah, they make it seem like it was private. But at the end of the day, you know, they knew that we were going to invite people, and we were inviting people that cared. And, you know, it's not just about just getting in and sitting there. What's the point of coming if you're not going to make any changes? You know,
Right.
so, or if you're not going to be involved with the community or even try to help those that needed to be helped. So the Lindenwold Club is a Democratic club. Is pretty much, it's an open door for individuals that want to get involved in the political aspect of their boroughs. And then it allows individuals that want to be on the ballots. We have the power to vote them onto the ballot. After you meet the requirements, you have the power to vote these individuals on the ballot, and that's how they end up on the ballot. It's important that us as a people, everybody, and when I say people, I mean black, white, Hispanic, and everybody, because we're all brothers and sisters at the end of the day, and we're all humans at the end of the day, and we all have the same needs and concerns at the end of the day. So everybody needs to come out to their own Democratic club meetings and try to be a force of change. You know, so let's not talk about the change if we're not going to be the change. You know, so and that's really my take on it. So I try to be the change that I want to see in our borough. You know, and that's where we go.
So can we all stop saying, especially my generation, can we stop saying that your vote and your voice doesn't matter, because it does? When everybody thinks about it, they're thinking about it on the overall platform. Like they're thinking, oh, I'm voting. You know what I mean? Like, oh, can I go to the White House? You have to start in your community. Start there. You have to start somewhere. Stop complaining about things, but then also say, oh, well, my vote doesn't count. Then if you feel that way, then please keep your opinion to yourself.
I
Like,
think a
it's
lot of
very
people just
important.
don't understand what it means to vote. I think they just don't even understand the
They don't wanna
politics
understand.
situation
Right.
because no, they're not being taught at home about anything that has to do with voting, politics, anything. Most of the time, it's you go to these kids' houses, it's just video games and playing, and they don't, they're not even. So it's like it's not that they don't care about the vote. They don't know nothing about it until we give them the awareness of it. And still, till we start going out here and telling them that they need to do this, they're not going to know. They're just going to keep on doing what they taught. You know what I'm saying? Who can twerk better and who can do this better and who can do that better, because that's what's being forced down their throat. With the technology and different things like that. Like we got all this wisdom at our fingertips. We can pretty much Google anything, but yet y'all doing all of these running, jumping in the snow, naked, and all of these challenges. And y'all not focused on the main thing, which is go sit down. That's why I just asked them. Now opened up the door. How hard is it to get in there? And do you have to live in that community to be a part of that Democrat?
Each community has their own Democrat club, and you can get involved. It's just as easy as 1, 2, 3 ABC. You can get involved. You just got to call your borough, ask them where the Democrat club meetings are.
There you have it.
And show up.
There you have it.
And show up.
That was pretty much the question. That's why I was just trying to open up that door to see, like, how hard is it to get in? Say I wanted to go in there and go sit in the meetings and find out what they doing, who to talk to, network and politic with some of them cats. Like, how hard is it for me to just walk up in there? You know what I mean? Right. But see, I'm thinking about going up in there, but they, I know how hard it is.
It can be difficult at some point in time, but at the end of the day, you just have to have a strong back to carry the load if need be, and with life, anything is difficult, so at the end of the day, it's only as difficult as you make it. So if if you have the mindset, oh, it's too hard, then yes, it's going to be hard. But if you have the mindset, oh, I can get through this, then we're going to get through it.
So as being the president, like how can I say this? Like what kind of change are you able to do? Do you still have to go through certain people to make things happen? Like what doors can you open if somebody came to you and asked you, could you do something for them, like find a building for this or find for that? Like, can they come to you for help in certain areas throughout Lindenwood, or what's the channel of things that they go through? Like, can you help certain people? Like, how does that work?
Well, we can help. We can always help, and we can always direct. If I have the answer for you, I'll give you the answer right then and there. If I don't have the answer, I do my research to get you the answer. Again, you can go to the borough hall, any of your town's borough halls and different things like that. There's what you call a land use board in Lindenwood.
Wow, there you go.
So at the end of the day, if you're looking for a building, you have to come before the land use board, and that's one of the committees that I'm on is on the land use board. So at the end of the day, you have to whatever you want to do, you have to present it to that board.
To the right board.
So it's every fourth Thursday of each month. If they ask for any new business, you stand up. I have new business. You have a couple minutes to to talk and different things like that.
Okay.
Then they have to vote on it. They may not vote on it right then and there. They have to discuss it and so on and so forth, and then bring it back to the next land use board meeting. So that's just one of the ways that you can get involved in the borough of Lindenwood.
There you have it.
So everybody, get to know your party. Just get to know where your party office is, whether it's Democrat. Look, just go. Basic political knowledge. There's nothing wrong with the basic political knowledge. I'm actually excited. I'm 32 and I never really took politics seriously, but now it's just like, I'm very, very interested in knowing what's going on, because it does affect you. It may not affect you directly right then and there, but best believe that the decisions that are being made will trickle down to you at some point. You have to know just the basics at least.
So last thing for me is our community is a diverse community, and my ultimate goal is to get everybody to work together in unison. We are a unit, we are one people, and that's what makes us all the same, because we all live in the same place and want the same thing. You know, so if we work together, and that's what I've been telling them, that's been my message from the beginning since I ran for councilman. We're going to work together. You know, if we don't work together to get a better tomorrow, then there will be no tomorrow. You know, so we have to work together no matter where you come from. Your differences make you who you are, and your differences make the community better. You know, and so we work together. We have to work together to make it a better tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah, there you have it.
Yes, sir.
We had to put them plugs in, man. Make sure they do. Put the Facebook out there.
So the Facebook is L-Town-Lindenwall. I had to memorize that as I was typing it in. So that's the Facebook plug.
The address where we have the Democrat meetings is at the 30 Strikes Bowling Alley every second Monday of the month.
Is that right there
at
on the
7 o'clock.
on the pipe? On
Yes.
the White Horse?
Right on the White Horse Pike.
Yeah, right there.
Stratford.
Yeah, okay.
Gotcha,
Yeah.
Stratford, okay.
And y'all have it there every
Every second Monday at 7 p.m.
All right.
Okay. And you want to give out your number again? So they
Yes,
can
the
reach out?
number is 856-278-9724.
And listen, and make sure, like, we about to fade out of the show, but make sure y'all support this. Like he said, it's only $5. Bring your kids out there. Kids ain't got nothing to do. Let them come out and have fun with this event, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got anything else to say, man?
No, all I'm gonna say is when this nerf war happened, don't take it personally. It's every man for
When the
theyself.
nerf war happened,
it's every man for themselves. Don't take
That's
it personally.
fine.
You know.
Well,
Look,
it's
I
a
gotta
team
get
of
in.
10.
Oh,
So
I don't
it's
want
a
to try
team
my
of 10.
team.
So
Are we going to be on the same team or not?
Yo,
We
you
gonna
know
think
what,
about
man?
it.
I don't
I
want
can't
y'all on my
understand
team.
you today, man. Like, you really getting on my last nerve. You lucky, you know what I mean? We had to get serious in this meeting, or I really would have burnt you. You know what I'm saying? I'd have burnt
I ain't
you.
worried
I
about
tried
it.
to
I ain't
sit
worried
back
about
and
it.
let y'all take over the show and talk serious, and now you want to talk filthy to me.
I'm just saying. I just,
Bacon,
have to
bacon,
let you know
bro.
now.
Bacon,
Bacon,
bacon.
Look.
She burnt. Yo, man, it's the voice of
Thank you
reason
so
for a
much for
reason,
coming on our
man.
show
I'm
today.
past the P.
Definitely.
It's your boy Mike J.
And this is Lily Dane.
Sam Fields.
Sam Fields, and we're going to be out there, man. Tune in to us next week, same time, 7 p.m.
Peace.
GSNJ Radio.
Where's my pencil?
Wow.